Good evening, YouTube. This is Tire Metalhead Weatherman. Hope you guys are having a good Tuesday. Things are definitely quiet on my end, thankfully. I'm grateful for it. But as far as the weather is concerned, it's pretty much never quiet. There's plenty to talk about. Video should be pretty short today, I would think. Not a whole lot going on. Beyond the severe weather threat. We had done a long-range forecast yesterday, or technically this morning. I made the video last night, but yeah, the link to that video will be at the end of this video, or the option to watch that video will be available at the end of this video. But on to today's weather. We have an enhanced risk of severe weather today, mostly damaging straight line winds and hail. There have been a few tornado reports so far. We have 3 of them. Things only seem to be picking up though, because we do have a couple of severe thunderstorm watches, and there may be more being issued as of right now. There might be one a little bit further off to the west. Take a look at the hazards right now. We have nothing but severe thunderstorm warnings, which is a good thing. No tornado warnings at the moment. This, of course, can easily change at the drop of a dime. So if you are in an area that's at risk tonight, please be weather aware, because most of this weather hasn't really gotten into that enhanced risk region just yet. I think this line right here that I'm looking at will probably be the last bit of the storm for the night. So definitely stay weather aware. I'm expecting some pretty high winds with this. So everybody out here stay safe. Take a look at the enhanced risk area a little bit more closely with everything out of the way. Right around where this enhanced risk area is, especially towards the eastern half of it, or towards the central half of it, where we're at Omaha and Lincoln, we have a 5% chance of a tornado within 25 miles of a given point. So be weather aware in those areas. The wind threat is definitely the highest. We also could see some significant straight line winds, anything above 70 miles an hour, maybe even towards 80. And then for the hail, we have a smaller area. This also includes Lincoln and Omaha. Also goes towards McCook, Nebraska. Colby, you're outside of this area, but areas to the east, you will be in play for some potentially significant hail above 2 inches in diameter. So let's take a quick look at what the radar could look like tonight. HRRR as of right now isn't really picking up on what's going on currently, but from what I can see, we'll move this along. Very interesting placement of where the low pressure is. It's to the storms are forming off to the northeast of this, and this is partially what's going to limit the tornado threat. That and the limited amount of surface-based cape, I would say, not cape, surface-based shear. Because I wasn't super impressed with the directional shear. There was some speed shear, but not very much. So here's our line. So here's our severe weather ongoing into the overnight hours here. Not anything super impressive beyond wind. We're already expecting that. And then as we get into the morning hours tomorrow, we have remnants of this MCS that's rolling through the Chicago area, hanging around the Ohio Valley and Great Plains area, and Great Lakes region, I should say. Get towards the end of the model run. There is a marginal risk of severe weather tomorrow. Nothing to really talk about that's like crazy or anything of that sort. We'll take a quick look at it. But the hazards, they've now put up a 2% chance of tornadoes around Kentucky. So definitely be on guard for that. I'm glad I actually took a look at this, because earlier that wasn't there. Then we have several areas where we have a 5% chance of hail. One towards Minnesota area, including Minneapolis and Duluth. Then towards the Tennessee and Ohio valleys, and maybe some of the Ozarks, we even have a 5% chance of wind. And then towards the same area that we always seem to find ourselves looking at, around the Texas Panhandle, and this extends into Colorado and northeastern areas, New Mexico as well. 5% chance of wind, and the same goes with the hail threat. We'll have to be on guard for that. like I said, it's a marginal risk, but it's not zero. So I guess it was worth talking about. Originally, I wasn't even going to say anything about it. We won't necessarily look at the. We won't necessarily look at any of the upper level dynamics or height and wind, anything of that sort. Threat just doesn't really seem to warrant it, and we talked about it yesterday. I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but one thing that a lot of people are still talking about is this is the tropical outlook. Today, the Hurricane Center had issued their first one this year, so of course it wants me to take a look. There's still a lot of model madness, so we're gonna look at the Euro and the GFS real quick, and we're gonna start with the GFS. So we're gonna skip to about 108 hours out. This will be around late Saturday night into early Sunday morning, or at least in my time zone it would be. Move this along, and we do look like we get a small area of interest developing on Sunday night into Monday. And then this area, this is the same run that we've been seeing for a little while. Very uncertain on whether or not this gets its act together, but it just seems to hang around the southwesternmost part of the Caribbean. Then it isn't until about the week after, which I'm not really sold on, but the week after, that's when it really starts to move. It gets its act together. Seems like it almost stalled out there. And then it becomes a really, really intense storm from the looks of this model here. And that is a crazy storm for May. I'm not too sure I buy that. Like, that is a very bold look. Very brazen look. And then look over here towards the east. There's another little system that's trying to form, that the GFS has forming here. Like I said, these runs are a little bit bold to me, but the fact that the GFS is showing them doesn't mean that it means that the chance isn't zero. They see something. Now, could this turn over on its head and be absolutely nothing? Absolutely. Let's go over to the Euro model, the European model. If it'll come up. Hold on a minute. Uh-oh. What is going on here? What in the world? Oh man. Like I said, don't have the most up-to-date computer, so it looks like this thing is getting towards the end of its life. There we go. So let's go up to about the same time frame. With the Euro, we don't have as much range, so we end up going we're going to look a little bit further back. We're going to look towards Saturday morning, and as you can see, completely different picture. Nothing's there. And then you see this little suspicious area that pops up around Tuesday. I'm going to guess that's the same thing that the GFS is showing, but look where it is. It's right around the hook of Mexico towards the Yucatan, already over land. Hurricanes and tropical systems do not develop over land. We all know this. And then we watch this thing scoot off to the west, and then that's that. I mean, keep in mind we're looking only to 240 hours, so this could be a completely different picture if we were able to look out further. But at the end of the day, though, these are two very reliable models that I've looked at here, and they're both showing something entirely different that further lessens the confidence that I have in anything forming or not forming, especially with it being this early in the year. Because normally we look at what's been more reliable in the season to kind of go with forecast, all of us in the weather community. So there's a lot of uncertainty. Things are really up in the air right now. I am interested to see what happens next. I'm kind of rooting for this outcome because I don't really think anyone's going to be ready for any kind of major system coming through the Gulf already towards the end of May and just around the official start of hurricane season. For those of you that don't know, the official start of hurricane season is June 1st. We're a couple weeks away, although there has been rumblings of there being an earlier start date, because over the last 7 years we've had a hurricane well ahead of the actual official start of June 1st. 7 years in a row. That does lead you to think we might need to make some changes here. But enough rambling here. This is pretty much all I have for you guys tonight. Told you it would be a quick video, and here it is. I guess this is also my way of saying hello. But this has been Ty, your Metalhead Weatherman, and I might see you guys tomorrow if something more significant pops up, or if any severe weather, or I can't even speak. Well, you guys have a good night. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I will see you guys in the next video.